Previously on The Created.
They can helps, right? Oh, no one can helps!
Zidim throws the mirror away in frustration and accidentally hits someone.
Oh. Hey, watch where you're throwing that.
Ah! Sorry. Zidim thought he were alone.
Zidim looks around, trying to find where the sound was coming from.
Yeah? Well, you thought wrong.
So, why you called Shadow?
Ah, well, it was only yesterday that I saw something worthy of a name. I was at home in my burrow, minding my own business, you know, as you do, when I heard a ruckus outside. So, naturally, I go to check it out, when a thick black cloud blew through the trees, following whomever ran past earlier. Hello, what do we have here?
Shadow pulls out a discarded toy from one of the garbage bags that spilled onto the floor.
Now, who would throw you away? Kids today never appreciate what they have. Look, Zidim. That is your name, right, Zidim?
Zidim nods.
Yeah, you keep speaking in third person, so I assumed. What's up with that anyway? Why do you always speak in third person?
I don't know.
Wait. You didn't do it then? Or you did before? Zidim this and Zidim that. What are you, a smurf?
No, Zidim no Smurf. Zidim don't know what Smurf is, but I know I'm not a Smurf.
So what are you then? Some kind of shrimp?
No. It's a long story. You don't care for Zidim stories.
Don't you assume what I do and do not care about.
Shadow's hand flinches in pain, dropping the doll as he sees a silver needle stuck into his hand. Shadow takes 1 piercing damage and 3d6 necrotic damage. So he passed the charisma check and he took damage, dropped the doll, and saw the needle sticking out of his hand.
Oh, God. Ooh. Oh, that burns. Oh, you gotta be careful when going through people's trash. Being stuck by a used needle can be pretty dangerous, you know. No telling what diseases you might catch. Go on, Zidim. Let's see if we can find a hospital or doctor somewhere. I'll make sure, you know, I'm not gonna be ill or anything, you know. I don't want to be, like, catching, I don't know, some kind of trash gonorrhea or you know, maybe man flu. Ugh, who wants man flu?
No, I can't go. People will see me.
Zidim, I could be dying of gonorrhea or something, and you're more worried about your appearance. I mean, get off your high horse, Zidim. You're not exactly attractive, you know. I mean, maybe to other fish monsters, sure, but certainly not to badgers or humans. Do you want me to die of gonorrhea?
No.
Good, because it's not exactly a worthy thing to be named after, you know.
Shadow.
What is it now?
The toys. They're alive.
What are you talking about? The toys are alive? With what? The sound of music?
Shadow turns around to see 5 discarded dolls crawl out of the rubbish. each wielding silver needles.
Oh, the toys are indeed alive. I get the funny feeling these ones don't want to play.
The doll that stabbed Shadow creeps up to him and hugs his leg. I'd say it's probably maybe this one.
Mama!
As it comes to hold his leg.
Mama!
Ah, get off me, demon baby!
Shadow then kicks the doll away. I'll roll a d6. He's small, and it is a toy doll, so it won't weigh a lot. So yeah, we're gonna say d6 squares away. 4. And the dice roll directly underneath them, so it'll be kicked 4 spaces down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like flicked his leg out and catapulted the doll across the street. As we now go into battle.
Oh no, it started.
Zedim begins to close his eyes and concentrates. But nothing happens. He tries again. Still nothing, as the dolls creep ever closer.
Oh no, oh no, I used it too many times.
Stop panicking, Zedim, and let's get busy.
Okay. So we now put them into initiative order. Alright. Roll. Jimmy doesn't do all the carronets at the same time. Zedim! Zedim with a nat 20! He's redeeming himself. It makes sense for him being cowardly though, wanting and needing to go first in initiative to run away. Alright, we got a nat 20 for Zedim now. Divine Intervention, yes. Ah, that reminds me. So Divine Intervention, that's with Lashana and Victor though. We have Demonic Intervention for this one. So, a fight's broken out. Something important. Here we go. We gotta do Demonic Intervention. A D100. You need to pick 15 numbers, as it's highly unlikely, and we remove 5 from the result. So if we do D100 minus 5. Alright, so I'm gonna say I need to pick numbers that I think it won't land on. So we're 15 bracket, and we're gonna minus 5. So I'm gonna go high actually, because I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna say it won't land on an incredibly high number. So I'm gonna go 85 to 100, that it won't land in those numbers. So the numbers 85 to 100. We should be okay. Here we go. 31. Okay, I was like, if it lands on 100, no, holy crap. Okay, so we survived the demonic intervention. Now, it probably sounded like, oh, you know, I made it easy for myself, but it's. I have a 15 in 100 chance of getting the result. So it doesn't matter what number I pick. The chance is still there. It didn't affect the chance in any way. And the minus 5 made it either less likely to happen, or it would have actually made it more likely to happen. Depends where the roll goes. But we got 31, so the demon does not interfere. We are safe today. Now that the battle has commenced, I can show you our first 3D battle map. With a new Hero Forge character for Shadow, then also 3 models made for the living toys also known as carrionettes. I put them in 3 different stances, just to make things more interesting. Another map, and quickly show off. I tried to design it as close to the previous image as possible. So we got the little ship building area here. Got all the barrels. They didn't have, for Dungeon Alchemist, they don't have bins. There's no garbage, there's no bin bags, there's no like metal bins, there's no types of bins other than a giant wheelie bin, but I didn't want a giant wheelie bin. I wanted like trash cans and stuff, so I've used barrels. Bits more of just stuff, some storage crates and barrels over here. Yeah, some more bits and bobs. The battle is focused here. I tried to separate the walls out so it looked like separate buildings as well. But with Dungeon Alchemist, you can't really put roofs on things. So, with Zidim's Nat 20, he gets to have 2 turns, so he gets a free turn as getting the Nat 20. He's able to do like a blitz action. He can quickly move before really anyone realizes what's going on or what's happening. And with that, Zidim, he will be running because he's a coward. How much does he move? He's got 24 hit points. That's one thing with the 3D battle maps. We don't see hit points. So we can't see how close they are to death. He moves 30 feet. Armor class of 13. Right, let me just get reacquainted with my characters as well, so I know what they do and what they get up to. Okay, so I've sorted out Zidim now, and I've checked over his abilities. I've also checked out Shadows as well. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would, because it turns out that he had 2 extra spells when he shouldn't have, and he should have also had a choice of higher level spells if he wanted them. So I've had to go over his spells again just to make sure they're all correct. I removed a couple because he had too many spells. So he's got 3 cantrips for being a warlock, and he's got another 3 cantrips because of his patron has given him a Book of Shadows due to the Pact boon, Pact of the Tome. So his patron has given him another 3 cantrips, and he's got a couple spells up to level 3 as well that he can use, but he's only got 2 spell slots. So he, although he has a number of spells to use, anything higher than a cantrip he can only use twice, and then that's it. He won't be able to cast anything higher than a cantrip until he takes I think it's a long rest in order to get them back. So you're gonna go 5, 10, 20, and I'm gonna put you maybe up to maybe here. Turn around. So Zidim immediately bolts away from the puppets, from the toys that are climbing out of the garbage heap and the trash cans, each of them wielding silver needles, as they slowly walk towards them, as if being like held by strings, like invisible strings that you cannot see. There's definitely nothing there, but that's how they're moving. They're moving very much like marionettes. Like the head is floppy, and their head is faceless as well. They've got like the shape of what should be where the eyes, and you can kind of see a nose, and there's space where a mouth is, but there are no eyes. There is no mouth. There are no nostrils. There are no ears. It's literally just a walking, living, tiny mannequin almost. as they all slowly walk towards Zidim and Shadow in their marionette way. So Zidim bolting away from them without even a second thought. He then turns around, channeling almost like a green and yellow lightning or electricity begins to spark across and crackle across his hands and fingers. And he will then just flick his hand towards them. He's flicking his hand towards this carrionet up here, as he's going to cast a Witch Bolt. And as he is level 5, all of his spells, for being a warlock, all of his spells are considered to be at 3rd level, regardless if it's 1st level or 2nd level. Which means his Witch Bolt actually does increase damage, because it's a 1st level spell. I'll quickly go over it. A beam of crackling, it says blue energy, but you can change the color, that's fine. Basically, it makes a ranged spell attack against the creature. On a hit, the target takes 1d12 damage of lightning damage, I should say. And on each turn of the duration, you can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically. So it just straight away hits. But I have to just keep using actions on Zidim's turn to keep zapping it. At higher levels, when you cast a spell, using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the initial damage increases by 1d12 for each slot level above 1st. So as all his spells are considered at 3rd level, that means this spell is doing a wonderful 3d12 if it hits. That's like, my god, that's a wonderful spell. I love that one. So he's going to be casting that one. So that will remove one of those spell slots, and I marked them under the 3rd level just so it reminds me that all of these are 3rd level. So to hit, it's just normal to hit, it doesn't need to roll anything else. Okay. I mean, I do. It's fine. It's fine. Quiet, Foundry. Alright. So, in order to hit the carrionet, I need 12 or more. Go! Oh, come on! Zidim! Come on, man! Oh, that's like 5 critical fails you've had in this campaign already. Zidim! I feel so sorry for you. My god. Oh, and you don't have the Divine Intervention. Lashana and Victor have that, so I can't even ask a deity to help. Oh, Zidim. Alright, so before we get into the forfeit. Okay, I need to ask the Oracle about this. Like, how mean does the Oracle want to be? Okay, Oracle. Does Zidim manage to cast the spell? Firstly. No and. Okay, so he doesn't cast the spell, and does it backfire, knocking him prone? Yes, but okay. I mean, I would say, okay, I'm gonna just go with that. I would say, but it won't. It's not something that's going to continuously last. It just knocks him prone for that one turn. So he's not like knocked out, essentially. I guess would the blast damage Zidim? Let's ask that one. Yes. Yes, and is it gonna hurt Shadow as well? Ah, oh, yes! Oh, no! No! No, Zidim! We've only just started the fight. Zidim! Zidim charging up this green and yellow electricity within his hand, which crackles across his fingers and begins to kind of take form in the palm of his hand, using like his fingers as almost like turning the bolt into an arrow as it arcs down his fingers. He flicks his hand up towards the carrionet, and the energy goes to shoot forwards, only something went wrong. So as he flicks his hand out, the arc of lightning shoots forwards, or this witch bolt shoots forwards, reaches critical mass and becomes instantly unstable, turning from a bolt into a ball of energy, which then pulses, flashes, and then explodes square in front of him. And the radius is basically 5 feet around it. So that blast is, I mean, it's damaging, it's smashing the windows for sure. The door is a bit damaged. Zidim is going to fly backwards 1 square, and he's going to be prone. Unfortunately, I can't mark him as prone, so I'm just going to have to remember. That's another thing I need to bear in mind if I'm going to do battle maps on Dungeon Alchemist. I can't use anything to say that he's prone or poisoned or anything like that. Right, and we'll say it's because it was 3d12, I'm making it 1d12 damage on each of them. It's also going to hit Shadow, but it doesn't blast him out the way. Oof, okay. So it is dealing 1d12. How much damage is it dealing? Okay. Okay. I can live with 2. I can live with 2. I think that's fair. It does 2 damage to both Shadow and Zidim. Now, for the forfeit. Tables. Critical fail. I can't believe the amount of critical fails Zidim gets. He's not had a single nat 20.
Yes, he did. I just forgot about it in between editing and, creating the 3D battle map. I'm sorry, Zidim. We'll apply it for the next game and the next recording that I do, which has Zidim. So we'll go over there now. Alright, here we go. His nat 20 reward. Hooray! Zidim! Okay, we're 1 step closer to getting a really good reward. Thank you, game. Thank you. Poor Zidim. But this has redeemed it a little bit. Okay, back to the game. It's always been critical fails. Critical fail forfeit. Here we go. What is the forfeit? Oh, mana leak. Oh no.
So that means Zadim's gonna be straight away down to his cantrips. Roll 1d4. I mean, he's used one spell slot. He only has one spell slot left, so it's gone. But we'll roll it just for giggles. It's a 2, so he loses all his spell slots. Basically, as he channeled the power and energy, he channeled way too much energy, which took all of his, essentially, spell slots. I'm kind of doing the whole quotation marks with my fingers here, but you don't see that. But yeah, he channeled so much energy into it that it's stopped him now being able to use any of his higher level spells. He's now just left with his cantrips. Shadow kind of shielding himself from the blast that's beside him. He doesn't look over to Zadim, but he shouts over to him, going, "Are you all right there? You okay?" And Zadim's just lying on the floor in a bit of a daze. If it was an anime, he'll have like the spiral eyes as he just lays there going, as he's a bit dazed on the floor. Okay, well that will then end Zadim's turn. So yes, it was right, because he got the nat 20, he did get to run away, free turn, free action. However, this critical fail is knocking out his next action. So he would have had 2 turns, but the critical fail has balled that up. So that ain't happening. Carrionet. Alright, so I'm going to go from left to right. Again, I think, yeah, I'm maybe, I do like this battle map system. However, there are problems that I'm seeing. One is health bars. Can't see any health bars. 2, I can't put like little reminders on any of the characters in case there's any like effects taken on them, like prone, poison, fear, etc. Also now, with the initiative order, I don't know which of these carrionets are faster than the other. So I'm just gonna, for this fight, we're gonna go from left to right. Rather than, you know, however it actually was. So what I may need to do, I'll figure something out in the background for future battles. I will see if I can make this work. What it may mean is that I just have a notepad beside me and I just write down, you know, which is which. I may also see if I can create just like little tiny tokens, maybe numbers that I can put beside them. Maybe I can do it that way. Otherwise, we just go back to Foundry and use it there, because it's quicker and easier on Foundry. But this is visually better for you guys, and I love the look of it myself. This is like an interactive animated board game for me, so I enjoy this Dungeon Alchemist battle map. It's just, yeah, I'm now seeing where Foundry is actually better for battles. Right, carrionet, we're 18, what we're going to say is the sky. What do you do, Mr. Carrionet? A movement of 25. Oh, I will also mention, because I didn't mention it before, I have spoken to my followers in Discord. I put a little poll up, I gave them a little sneak preview of this battle that's yet to come, and I asked them, as this whole area is misty and they are outside and, you know, everything is misty now, and because the carrionets are small, would they be considered as partially obscured by the mist? And the responses I've got said that yes, they are going to be lightly obscured. However, I've now just looked into what it means to be lightly obscured, and all it means is take disadvantage on perception checks, so it doesn't affect combat. If they were heavily obscured, then my characters are essentially blinded, and it would mean that they have disadvantage on their attacks against the enemy. So, as much as they are obscured, it doesn't seem to affect the battle in any way. Now, Carrionet. Moves 25. It's a mindless creature. He's going to be heading... Oh, he's got intelligence of 8. So he's relatively intelligent. I suppose it all depends on who's controlling him. But he's going to move to the closest target. 5. And that's 15 in front of you. Can I get you there? Hey. As he moves up to Shadow. And he's going to try and stab him in the leg with his silver needle. With a 13, I don't think that hits. It does not. So the Carrionet jabs at Shadow's leg with the silver needle, but Shadow kind of just pivots on the spot and dodges out the way, or kind of just moves his leg out the way as this small toy is kind of just jabbing at the air towards his leg with the needle.
He's like, "No, stop that! Get away from me!"
That will end that Carrionet's turn. Shadow now. In response, Shadow will then unsheath his rapier that he has on his side. And he's then just going to slash at the Carrionet in front of him. With a 19, that definitely hits, because I think it was like a 12. Yeah, it's a 12. That definitely hits. Dealing 11 damage. Nice, that's like half its health. Boom, he's bloodied. Carrionet is down to... Oh yeah, and this is just one character sheet for each Carrionet. Ah, I need to make a note then of which is on... Oh no! Okay, so that's fine, because it's shown me another issue, because I can't see the... It's not just that I can't see the health bars, it's also... The character sheet is just for one Carrionet. So, marking down the health for each individual one, I'm going to need a piece of paper for all that. Okay, so I'm logging it on my phone. I don't have a paper and pen handy right now, so it's on my phone. So he's down to 11 hit points. So he disengages with his cunning action. So as he slashes with his rapier, he will be taking a step back as he does it. And he will then also go 2 steps back with his movement. Come on, let me go there. There we go. And he'll stand next to Zadim, hoping that he doesn't blow him up again. As he's more concerned for Zadim as well. He's actually looking at him and he's gonna offer a helping hand. He doesn't have an action or anything, so he can't help him up. But he's got his rapier in his right arm, in his right hand, holding it up ready, and he's kind of looking down at Zadim, but then quickly looking back up at the Carrionets coming towards him, and he's just like flicking between the two. As he leans over to Zadim's direction whilst looking at the Carrionets with his sword ready. I was like, Zadim, wake up! Are you with me? Come on! And Zadim's like, what happened? I don't know. You cast a
some kind of spell and it blew up in your face. That's not happened before.
Yeah, I think you got a little bit too scared. You really need to take control of your fears, and take control of your emotions. Maybe that'll help channel your spells a bit better. Try to calm down a bit.
Okay, I'll try, but I'm very exhausted right now.
Yeah, I know, but we got no choice in this. So come on. I need you. Alright. Carrying it to... their movement was 25. Alright. 5, 10... 25. So it gets to about here. The next carrionet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Gets in front. Fourth one. And as they're moving, you can hear their wooden bodies clacking against the stone floors and clacking against their wooden joints as they move in a very floppy manner, still as if they're being pulled by invisible strings and controlled by like a puppet master of some kind, as their heads flop and their legs and arms are very floppy as they walk like they would in a puppet show. And the final carrionet. 10, 25. We get about here.